Well, it's happened. Yep, we have a new photos of a Jeep Gladiator with a bent frame. You knew it was going to happen. Somebody's going to do something stupid. Well, here we go. We have a Jeep Gladiator, bent frame. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you kind of why it happened and what you need to know to prevent it from happening to you. And then at the end of it, you can tell me what you think and who's to blame. We'll get started on all that coming up right now. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and over the weekend we had some photos of a Jeep Gladiator with a bent frame. If you're thinking, I've seen this before. Well, you have. The Chevy Colorado ZR2 had a bent frame as well. A link to that video above. Ding! And you can check out that issue. And incredibly, it's about the damn same issue. In both cases, we have a teardrop kind of camper, or an overlanding camper, because that's the thing these days, towing on the off-road trails, and we have a bent frame. So, in this case, we have a company called Core Off-Road right down there in Colorado that says they have this truck in there and they're working on it. And the reason they say it got bent was due to shocks. It's an interesting thing. So let's talk about what they're thinking, and I'm going to show you some demonstration of what I think is going on this truck. So we can see on the screen, we can see that the truck has a bent frame. And what they say is that the customer installed aftermarket shocks, and these shocks are too long. And what that means is the shock is so long that it's not allowing the back of the truck to have much travel for the shock suspension, and it's acting as a bump stop, which is putting additional strain on the bed. And so typically when you hit something, like you hit a wheel on something, you have some travel there, and that's a shock that's rebounding, and that shock rebound is part of the suspension. It's keeping the truck in a stable, so it's not all over the road, and it's not making a hard kind of bounce, and so it's allowing that travel back and forth. And so if you do end up putting a longer shock in there and make it stiffer, you will have some problems. I'm going to grab my demonstration truck here. Closest thing my kids had to a truck. You will have some problems as far as how much wheel travel you have, and you can hit the top of that shock mount underneath the bed. Now, would this cause the cab and bed to separate and this bed to fall down? I have my suspicions about that. I'm not quite sure. I've never seen a shock mount doing that, because shock mounts are on the outside of the frame. Unfortunately, I don't have a good frame photo to show you of the Gladiator. I'll do the best one I can find. But typically, the shock mounts are outside the frame, and you're going to cause that, I would think you're going to cause that to go upwards, not downwards, if you're going to do that bump stop. But that's what they're saying. Now, for me, and for my money, I'm thinking that they had a setup like this, and I'll move the camera to show it. Okay, so thank you for sticking with my toy demonstration. It's the best way I can decide how to do that. Now, I did find out who this frame or who this camper was. It's actually, unfortunately, it's a trailer rental company. So this guy not only took his Gladiator out and was having a good weekend, a guy or girl took it out for a good weekend, they also rented a trailer too, which caused additional problems. So he's going to have some concerns as to who's liable for this damage. So let's go ahead and show you this trailer I found on the screen. You can kind of see what's going on. And what my concern here on the trailer is... Okay, before we get to the trailer, I wanted to show kind of a picture here of the Gladiator. It can tow up to 7,650 pounds. You can get some payload between 1,080 to 1,600. So it is a quite capable mid-sized truck. I mean, it's not a heavy duty, but it definitely can tow a load. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this trailer. So this is from Off the Grid Rentals. And I kind of found it, the sticker on the front of that trailer says Off the Grid on it, so I was able to find it here. This is the trailer. It's just a pull behind kind of trailer. It's the teardrop shape. You have the bed in here. You have some storage there. Behind the back this is going to be your stove and like your cooking stuff back here. And so it's nice because all your cooking stuff is back there. Your weight's over the axles for the cooking. And then you have a storage box here for like firewood. This is a battery inside of it. I'll show you that battery in a second. It looks like you can put some tools around it too as far as battery. And then we have this kind of set up with a longer neck here. It depends on the trailer, but it seems like some of these have a really long neck and some don't. But if I look over here, we can see firewood goes in there. Nice little container. I mean, heck, that's a good spot. You know, as long as you don't get firewood, shouldn't be that heavy, as long as there's only firewood in there. And then you can see here is the front of that trailer. So it's the teardrop shape. It's got the V kind of hook up here, and we have the neck for the hooking the trailer. And then inside that black compartment, there you go. There's a diehard battery in there. You have some battery plugins for off the grid, so you can charge up your stuff, your phones, or whatever you want to bring with you on the trip. And then there's a photo I'm going to show you over here. We'll get to that. Where we can see it's hooked up to a Jeep Wrangler, and It's right here. So there we go, hooked up to Jeep Wrangler. So I've done this before. There's one photo with a long neck to it that I wanted to make sure I showed you. It's kind of strange to me to see. Oh, it's kind of like right in here. We can see how much further away this is from the truck, from the Gladiator, or from the Wrangler, excuse me. Wrong Jeep product. See how far away it is from the Wrangler, so it's interesting. That a little concerning to me. I think I want that a little bit shorter, not so much of a long distance here, but maybe you do. It's just interesting, different physics there. But there, they've told it before. It has happened. It hasn't damaged that. Again, this is a shorter wheelbase, though, so you don't have as much long stress on the frame and as long bed. So there you go. So we have the trailer that's got the big black box on it, which is looks like a tool storage box, and you also have firewood up there too. So I wonder how much weight we had additional in that place, which is just a bad place for that. I think partly the speed of the operator's to blame. I think partly the payload's to blame, and I've questioned the shocks, so the shocks are to blame. That's an interesting one to me. I haven't heard that one before. I suppose if the bump stop is going here and you're putting that much pressure, you could get additional stress in the frame. But I don't know. But I also wonder how much the payload was in the bed. There's lots of questions, lots of stuff going on, lots of interesting stuff to think about. So go ahead and comment below. What do you think happened? What do you think the factor is? What do you think it was Rusty's problem? If it was Carr's problem? What do you think was the main cause here? But you can tell that there's something going on, and this is really a reminder for those who are overlanding and goes camping and towing for the summer to really work on your tongue weight. Your tongue weight has a huge impact on how the overall trailer rides, how your towing experience is, and how much weight and stress you can put on that frame. So make sure that this summer, no matter what you tow, you drop that weight back to the axles, the most of the weight sitting on top of the axles, and keep the weight off that tongue, and don't overload your tongue. So there's your public safety announcement too. Hey, thanks for watching. For more Pickup Truck Plus SUV news, find us on pickuptrucktalk.com. Pickup Truck Talk, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There again, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. And again, hit subscribe if you like this content. Click the bell, smash the like button. Talking trucks, and we're using cool trucks. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.